If you think about recruitment, we kind of always use these hydrological metaphors. It's a candidate pipeline. It's a hiring funnel. It's as if we're treating human beings as if it's liquid, and they can only, like, if you think about how liquid behaves, we want to put pressure on it and pipe it through at pace, right? That creates terrible candidate experience. No wonder people hate to go through this, because no one likes to have that pressure. So we need to rethink whether the pipeline is the right metaphor when we come to recruit people. Because in a pipeline, there's no idea, for instance, that people can move at different pace through the pipeline, right? So you might have 100 people in there. Currently, we just pipe them all at the same speed through it. But you know what? That ignores that each of those 100 people might have different ways that they want to go. Like maybe they want to go slower than somebody else. They will do. Maybe they need to take more time. Maybe they want to revisit some different parts of the pipeline before they're able to keep going further forward. Can they do the pipeline in different order? Can they reverse path? What happens if they drop out of the pipeline? We've lost them. It's almost like we've got a leaky pipe and the water disappears and we have to, find more water again. Isn't there a way in which we can create a system where the water is never lost? The candidate may decide right now it is not the right moment for us. We need to kind of preserve the relationship with this person because we've already done the work to attract them into our experience. Can we find a way, maybe it could be a year, 2 years, 10 years down the line, where we can still interact with this person and when they're ready to do so? So the pipeline as a metaphor, I don't have a replacement metaphor, but we probably need to think about changing it because the way in which we interact with candidates going forward is going to be multi-speed and it will be very much differentiated to the person based on what it is that they want, and ideally being able to understand how they are changing what they want. I mean, individuals are dynamic. They're not going to stay statically interested in this thing and then it's the same degree of interest 3 years down the line. Their lives have moved on in some way. Okay, so let's change the pipeline. Let's instead think, okay, let's chop it up into bits and you can have different modules that are trying to assess different parts of this person. Suddenly you have a different set of recruiting skills required to juggle those modules. Maybe you'll end up having specialists doing one particular part of it. So for instance, in recruiting, if you think of the traditional pipeline as a sequence of events that you need to push a candidate through, each one of those events will have a purpose. The purpose does the person have job knowledge? Does the person have sufficient motivation to do the job? Do I like the person? That person like me? Those are the things you're trying to achieve through the pipeline, through various kind of rituals that we go through. Now, what I'm saying is we might be able to decouple these particular segments and still establish the reality of whether this person is a good fit, but not necessarily think about funneling them through. So for instance, I interact with you, Marta. I may figure out, I like this person. I can imagine working with Marta. That's great. I've already achieved something there. There's no reason why I need to force Marta through a pipeline right now. Do you know what I mean? And in future, I may not need to have to reinvestigate whether I like Marta or not. We've already done this. So in future, we need to do a tech assessment, or in future, we need to do something else. Maybe there's a method of collaboration we can get involved in, and I could tick that checkbox and say, yeah, sure, we've actually done some work together. That looks like it can work. We're at that moment where a lot of these old concepts that we're using are about to become obsolete. And the companies that are quick to discard these old metaphors and bring in new ideas, new concepts as to what recruitment looks like. If you imagine, like, you ask a recruiter, shut your eyes and draw out what a recruitment looks like to you. If they draw a pipeline, chances are they're using a legacy kind of concept and they're going to be behind the curve. The recruiter that's able to reimagine this is the person that's going to be really able to deliver kind of the next generation way of acquiring talent or accessing talent, should I say.